Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Point, the Super Bowl 57 edition. You see him decked out in his Eagle garb, Mr. Michigan Mike in the house. And all the way
Yo,
from the
yo.
Dominican Republic, we got Tasha T. Sizzle, a.k.a. Sheena A. Smith, in the house. We got a lot to get to today, y'all. We got, it's a big game weekend. We got a lot of football and basketball to get into today. So you NBA fans, make sure you stick around for that. I'm ready to get right to it, but I can't do that before a word from my sponsor.
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's Maejin. Oh my God. Maejans coffee.com. Again, she's trying to do her pop-ups. So guys, if you're in the area, she is in Nashville now. If you're in the area, look out for notifications. Again, go online, go on her website. She'll put the information there so you'll know where she's going to be to bring you this delicious coffee. Again, that's May Jane's Coffee, Maejanes coffee.com.
Nice. And the Extra Point is also brought to you by
It's Wolverine Comics. That's Wolverine_Comics TX on Instagram. Y'all, if you go to my profile, my bio, they got that little link for the link tree. If you click on it, it actually has the eBay store. We have some auctions on there. It has my Whatnot stream, and it has the sponsored partners with everything you need. So go check it out.
Yes, indeed. Make sure you check that out. And another huge shout out to our sponsors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, good morning, Stephanie Coulter. That face keeps throwing me off. I'm like, who is that? My sister? Okay, all right.
Stand up.
Right, all right. It is Super Bowl 57. The time is finally here. Like, if you are just a casual NFL fan and your team is not in it, unlike Michigan Mike, this is probably arguably the best matchup that you could have asked for this year. Looking at the tail of the tape, it's pretty even. One, the Vegas has it as a 1.5 point line. Mike, double check me on that, please, sir.
Yep.
It was 1.5 points for the Eagles. The last I checked last night, I don't know if it moved much today. You're looking at two teams that finished 16-3. Both have 546 points on the season. Both teams never trailed during the playoffs. So we're looking at two great teams. Philadelphia has the number 2 overall scoring defense, and Kansas City has the number 1 overall offense. So we're looking at the irresistible force versus the immovable object. Now, we've talked about these teams ad nauseum the last few weeks in the playoffs leading up to this weekend's big game. So let's get right to it. Michigan Mike, who wins Super Bowl 57 and why?
Well, I got the Eagles. I think that's going to come down to the front seven for the Eagles. In my opinion, I think they're both evenly matched. I think it's going to be a good game. To where I think Kansas City is their weakness. It'd be their secondary compared to the Eagles' secondary. But like everyone's been saying, we haven't really faced against Mahomes, so I could see it going either way. But I think that pressure is going to get to him.
Tasha, it didn't sound like he said that with his chest. It looked like he got a little nervousness in the throat area. Now, Tasha, let's come to you. Who wins Super Bowl 57?
The Chiefs. And that not because I'm actually rooting for them, because I would love to see Jalen get a ring, because I'm pro Jalen.
I would too, actually.
I would love to see Ndamukong Suh get another ring, because if people who don't know, I love Ndamukong Suh. Those are my two favorite people on the team. And then we got a clanger on there in Darius Slay. So I would love
Slay.
So I would love for them to win. But if I was betting money, I would put it on Kansas City.
Now, Tasha, speaking of Kansas City, one thing that I did notice about this matchup is the fact that this is going to be the first time Kansas City has faced a team like the Eagles, meaning when they played Jacksonville had a mobile quarterback in Sunshine, but he's not really going to attack the field running. Neither is Joe Burrow. Now, we know what Jalen Hurts can do. He had just as many rushing touchdowns as Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry in the regular season. Are you worried about the physicality of the Eagles versus Kansas City, or do you think they're just going to simply outscore them?
The physicality part is okay. Sasha said Fletcher Cox.
Oh yeah, Fletcher Cox. Yes.
I'm worrying because Jalen's shoulder is what it is. It's we're going to get what we can get with him. That did limit his throwing in the game against the 49ers, but also he really didn't need to do anything because they were winning by so much. I'm afraid that if he has to, maybe take it and run, if he gets gets hit on that shoulder, if something happens, that may take him completely out, and that's going to change the whole game for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Which you know all about, and that is not to troll, just to say that how quickly something can change when a key player at that position goes down. Mike, do you have any injury concerns with your starting quarterback?
I do. I would agree with Tasha that he hasn't really been challenged to throw or go to the passing game. I think for the Chiefs to win, which I can see happen, is on those 3 and outs. The Chiefs need to be able to score pretty consistently because I think right now the Eagles have been banking on their defense. Oh, we'll just get the ball back, that kind of thing. But I mean, if the Chiefs keep scoring, then the Eagles have to be able to open up their pass game.
Now, I know you two correctly picked this year's NFL MVP in Patrick Mahomes, but I want to leave you all with this stat before we move on to some other things, because we've talked about these teams a lot in the last few weeks. The last 9 NFL MVPs that played in the Super Bowl all lost.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Mike trying to hide his grin. He's like, really?
Like the Madden curse,
Right, like the Madden curse, like the Heisman Trophy curse in college. So that's something. But to Tasha's point, and she made this point a couple of weeks ago, if there's one quarterback that can break that curse, it would be one Patrick Mahomes, because this guy is super special. What's this, his 3rd Super Bowl in 6 years, 2 NFL MVPs, 5 straight AFC Championship games at home, which means that he's putting in work in the regular season. Should be a barn burner. Now, one thing that me and Mike always enjoy about Super Bowl weekend, and I'm sure a lot of you do too, that gamble, are the prop bets. We like to have fun with the prop bets. So we're going to do the TEP prop bets. I didn't give them any inclination on what I'm going to ask them because I just want their rapid reaction. We're going to have a little fun with this. Tasha, heads or tails?
Oh, I'm going to go tails.
You going tails, Mike?
Yeah, I was going to go tails.
Back to you, Tasha. What will be the color Gatorade that will be thrust upon the winning coach on Sunday night?
Oh, I'm going to go with orange.
Okay, going orange. Okay, Mike.
I was going to go that yellow-green color.
Now, I called it baby piss.
That piss yellow?
Right, I called it baby piss, but I'm going with Mike with the baby piss. No blue, Mike?
Nah, not for the Eagles.
Okay, well, it looks like some people agree with you. They're going yellow as well. Now, Tasha, the over and under. We're going to play a game of over and under real quick. All right, over under on how many special guests Rihanna brings out on her Super Bowl halftime show. I'm going to set the line at 1.5. You taking the over or the under?
Because I'm thinking about the majority of her songs. They're all solo songs.
That's why I said it's so low.
I would say, for one, I think she may bring out Jay-Z for Umbrella. If she sings, which she better sing Umbrella.
She's got to sing Umbrella. She's got to.
Yeah, I'm with Treese. I'm going to go over. I'll say she may bring out 3.
3. Okay, Mike, you taking the over or the under with Miss Reed?
You said 2?
No, we're going 1.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think 2. So I'll go over.
And the thing is, I'm curious to see who that second person will be, because just like Tasha, I was like, okay, Jay-Z, that's a lot.
She can bring Kanye.
Oh, no. That'll never happen.
No, if he's, you know what? No, Mike, that would be so Super Bowl for her to bring out Kanye and they do Run This Town. That was a big hit. Mike, I'm going to have my eyes on that.
That's the thing. Most of her songs are solo. That's like yes, Sasha, I'm getting ready to change it. Most of her songs are solo songs. So I'm gonna say under. I'm gonna say I ain't gonna even take the half. I'm gonna say 1. I just think she'll bring out Jay-Z for Umbrella, or she may bring out Chris Brown to do the remix.
Can you imagine if they reunite and like tongue on stage and
for A$AP Rocky to go A$AP Rocky and pap somebody, and then Chris Brown and pap somebody. But see,
that's right. That would be that's a good one, Martrice. T.I. Live Your Life is a great song.
That's T.I.'s song.
Right, but break T.I. on, I'll let him do the hook or something. Yeah, that was a big hit as well.
I thought about T.I. when I said the over, but that was his song. She sung the hook on his song.
Mike, do you agree that she won't bring Drake? You know he's a big sports fan.
Yeah, I don't see Drake on this one, no.
Besides, those NFL teams know Drake is a curse. They don't want him nowhere near their damn team.
Log out for me, baby. Log out for me, baby.
We're gonna run his ass right out of there. Yeah, a lot of people are down on Drake. All right, Mike, since your team is in it, who scores the first touchdown? Pick a player, any player.
Oh, we got to pick player too. I'm gonna go Pacheco or Kelsey. I think it's gonna be Kansas City, but I'll go Pacheco.
You going with Pacheco? Okay, Tasha, who scores the first touchdown?
Kelsey.
I'm going with Kelsey as well. Although I'm starting to think big time AJ Brown or Jalen Hurts, because if they get the ball first,
that's the second half.
They're gonna march that puppy right on down. They're gonna march it right on down. All right. Trace agrees. She's going with Kelsey. Nobody finds the end zone like Travis Kelce. Well, my God, the man is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, last but certainly not least, who's your Super Bowl MVP, T Sizzle?
If the Eagles pull the upset, which I hope they do, I'm going to say Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is your MVP. Sienna says AJ Brown is scoring first, to Mike's delight. A lot of Eagle love in the chat this morning. Mike, who's your MVP?
Yeah, I'm gonna go AJ Brown. I think he's been kind of capsuled in this playoffs. I think he releases today or tomorrow.
I think they would give it to Hurts simply because he didn't win the MVP. Did y'all see the disrespect with that too?
Oh, we're gonna get into that. There was more than one person disrespected,
yeah,
and we're gonna get down on that. Yeah. Now Langston checks in. He says Miles Sanders. Now, I would have disagreed with that prior to the NFC Championship game, but the Eagles ran the ball on that ass. 4 rushing touchdowns. Miles Sanders was getting up the sideline, looking like Priest Holmes. For y'all real football fans who remember Priest Holmes, they're going Hurts MVP. No love for the reigning MVP, Kansas City. Mike, your green is swaying the crowd. Love it. Now, let's get into the NFL honors and the disrespect. Tasha, we're going to start with Jalen Hurts. Now, that was my MVP pick, but I cannot argue against Patrick Mahomes. You think that should have been more love shown to Hurts in that MVP race?
Oh, yeah, way more. Again, you can't take away because the guy was injured. You have to look at the body of work that was presented to you, because had he still been playing, he still would have been putting up numbers.
And he lost the 2 games that he didn't play, which bolstered his value.
Right. So I thought that was very disrespectful. The despairing the numbers, how far apart it was.
Mike, you correctly called Holmes the MVP. Now, which one of you said gave me Gritty City for Offensive Player of the Year? One of you all said Jefferson.
I think we both did.
Y'all both said
Jefferson. Did.
It was Tasha. Yeah, it was Tasha.
Yeah, it was Tasha.
Good job for you on Gritty City. Also, good job for you for calling the upset. Sauce Gardner won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I told you he was going to win it.
And Aiden Hutchinson was snubbed. He was robbed. It was a sham. It was a travesty. They done ran a muck.
Sham mockery.
It was a sham rockery.
It was not a JETS. Just. This is what I don't understand. I know.
Good call by you though, Tasha. But damn, Aiden Hutchinson was a monster.
How you gonna have the offensive rookie of the year, offensive and defensive rookie of the years, and your team still suck? But they did look good this year. The Jets did look good.
On defense, they sure did. Mike, can you please take up for one Mr. Aiden Hutchinson and explain to the people why he was snubbed?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it, right? Because Gardner did have some great stats, but so did Hutchinson. Like he came off, he had 3 interceptions from the D line. Like
from the D line. What was the last time a D lineman had 3 interceptions?
J.C. Watt on the All-Pro team. He's the only rookie on the All-Pro team.
It's hard to usurp that.
First one since Mr. Missing Finger Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why. I think that was the main reason.
I think so too.
Because he deserved to be on that team because he was the best rookie.
No, he deserved to be on the All-Pro team, but so did Hutchinson. I'm just going to digress as we go blue. Now, Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to give you your flowers. Your boy Joey Bosa won. He won from San Francisco. But I want to take this time. No, wait a minute. We got a fight breaking out in the comments over the services of one Jalen Hurts. Okay, ladies, calm down. Tis, ladies. They about to start singing Brandy and Monica over in the comments.
Steph and Sasha, take that offline. We all over the hill, Sasha.
Right. All right. Now, let me gather myself before I get into this. Because I saw the most egregious, most disrespectful thing that I've ever seen in my life on Twitter on Thursday night. I saw where Micah Parsons, 11 from heaven, that rained down upon the city of Dallas, not get one MVP vote? Not one. You mean to tell me Leonard Williams got an MVP vote? I mean, for Defensive Player of the Year? Micah Parsons finished 5th with no first place votes. This is Cowboy hate at its fullest. Y'all hate to see a Cowboy shine. You didn't want the Cowboys to have nothing. We didn't win the division. We didn't win the playoff game against the 49ers, and that still wasn't enough. You still want to just poke and prod the bear. You want to stick a needle in the heart of Cowboy Nation. You're going to pay for that because Micah is pissed off for greatness now. You're going to pay for it, damn it. The Cowboy hate is
we done gave y'all Jigs the Walter Payton of the Man of the Year award. Y'all better take this and scoot on.
What you say? We done forgave you, bro.
I done forgave you, bro. You was just being a man.
Mike, now, Cowboy Nation checking in with Shamika Nicole. I'm sure she agrees with me. Now, look who shows up in the chat today with his 2 cents. Where you at? Let me pull this up real quick. Marcus Stone, welcome back. You say he run his mouth too much.
That part. But I'll let you finish, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I was waiting for the question. I don't know what you want.
So you agree? You agree that Michael Parsons was the fifth best defensive player in the league? Is that what you're saying, Mike? You agree?
Yeah. If you start looking at every player, I think Hutchinson was better than Parsons last year.
What? Mike,
you
look.
You must got your snap back in the last hole, or if
Mike, all of that beard, that playoff beard he's growing.
That's Rhea's hat because the oxygen that's supposed to be coming up to your brain is stopped because that hat too little.
Stiana hates the Cowboys, and she says that was dirty.
Let me tell you something. It should have been either Micah Parsons or Bosa.
She said you do talk too much.
But he does. He talks a lot. And and you think about how they did T.O. You think about how they do some of these people who deserve to be in these different Hall of Fames. The media shuns them because they say they talk too much or they're not
like they trying to do job, which we're gonna get into a little bit later in the show as far as talking too much. We're gonna get into that. But this is absolutely ridiculous. And shouts out to Big Bass Ray catching those sharks and those dolphins out there on the sea. Y'all ought to check his Facebook page out. It's pretty fascinating. Right, Shamika, 5th. Now, now here come Langston. He's still mad at the Cowboys, so he's gonna come in saying Parsons only had 1.5 sacks in the last 6 games. He had pressures, but he did not get home. He played well early, but not much late. Well, Langston, it's just like the Sauce Gardner deal. Sauce Gardner didn't have as many interceptions as some people that he was voted that he was voted ahead of, but that's because they didn't want to move the ball in his direction. You game plan for Michael Parsons, like Deion Sanders never led the league in interceptions because nobody would throw it prime.
He's a game changer whether he's in on the play or not because you are changing your offense according to where Michael's going to be lined up.
Right. And I think that that's absolutely ridiculous that you would take Leonard Williams over Michael Parsons in any fantasy draft or any real draft. Damn, Shamika. Well,
like that one tweet that Paul and Mike got mad at me because I responded to him when he was running his mouth. He was loud and wrong. And you know, I know loud and wrong when I see loud and wrong.
I think this was a defensive or I guess the coordinator, whoever's running that D line, because they kept pulling him back. When they pulled him off of the line, he didn't produce as much. So I think you got to keep him on the line if you want the full production out of him.
And the thing is, that was a big talk of contention and a point of contention on local sports talk radio here in Dallas throughout the season on how they utilized him. Because he's so athletic, you want him to do everything. Reminds me of Javon Curse. Tennessee didn't get cute with Javon Curse. They said, get on that left end and dominate. And that's what he did. Although he was athletic enough to play safety, linebacker, he could run just as fast as any cornerback, but they kept him in one spot and let him dominate. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just saying the freak.
Oh, yeah. But the award given to a playmaker is not a deterrent. Langston, these Cowboy fans ain't helping me out here. And then he's going to hit me with the digress. So we're going to digress. Now, Tasha, you are going to be our poster child for trustyourgut.com. All year long, you were singing the praises of one Geno Smith, that he was on the pace to be comeback player of the year, but you got scared at the end of the year, pulled back your vote, and he wound up being the comeback player of the year. Tasha, to that, you say what?
Because it wasn't a comeback. He didn't go anywhere. He just got traded to a new team. Like, that's why I said they need to change that award to most. They need to have a most improved award.
Yeah, can I see a description on that?
Huh?
I said, can I see a description on that award real quick?
Right, like, because he did. What did he come back from? He just got traded to another team. He was playing last year.
He came back from the unemployment line. You ever been on unemployment and then you get that good job with the good benefits?
Hanging in the child line. Good.
Is it great to rip off? All right. So.
And surviving.
But what do they say after that? No.
Line.
How'd you know that? I never knew what they said right there. Mike is like, what y'all talking about?
So we'll talk about good times. Come on.
Mike! See, that's why if he pulls up in your city, let him roll up on the barbecue. Him, Stacy, the boys, and RJ, they invited to all the barbecues because he know his good times. I am impressed. Now, I'll tell you what else left me impressed.
Don't.
Nothing brings the community together like good times.
And that paint maybe like this.
Now, everybody, look, Mike is getting shown love today. What's going on, Mike? Is it your birthday? They tell us to raise up. He came back from trash. Damn, Langston. I should have proofread that before I posted it. Wow. Okay, so congratulations to Geno. Get your new contract. Now, speaking of new contracts, the NBA, as we finally kick off NBA season, got off to a roaring start on the trade deadline. More love coming in from Michigan. Mike's like, yeah. Don't mess up this real, Paul.
Yeah,
I will not. We had two blockbuster trades that almost took the news away from the Super Bowl this weekend.
It did. No, it did take it away.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We hadn't talked Super Bowl in forever, and I really wanted to get to this first, but we got to respect the big boy game. Now, Tasha's boy, Mr. Duke Texterizer himself, KD, Kevin Durant, the biggest pawn in the smallest sea, got traded to the Phoenix Suns for 4 first-round picks, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges. I say that's too big of a haul for the Phoenix Suns. Tasha disagrees. Why do you disagree?
I mean, don't you act like they traded CP, like CP3 or something. You act like they traded Ayton. They were able to keep all of those parts as well as get KD.
No. That part I agree with you with. That makes them a bona fide title contender.
The giving away part.
Right. That's the part I left out.
The pieces that they gave away, you could get. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna start a franchise with those guys, but they were some good young players because. Yeah. And I think I've said this to you guys before. the NBA has a problem with not letting go of superstars. They let some superstars play and stay in a place when they need to be gone. You need to have younger people coming in and taking over. Well, I'm going to save this point because this goes to something I'm going to say later on. But I don't necessarily think it was too much because it's not like they gave away the barn, to get him. Now,
I mean, they did.
That's all. That was a big barn.
I mean, it was a lot.
The whole team.
They gave one the guest house.
It was a lot, but what do we always say? The NBA is a win now league.
And that's what I was wanting you to get to, because that was your point in our lead up to the show this week. You were saying the 4 is not too much if you're trying to win now. Ray agrees. He says they just added the piece to the puzzle they need to get a trophy with KD.
Right.
So that giving away those other people were not getting them to where they needed to be. They feel like adding someone. Yes, they feel like adding someone the caliber of KD will get them to where they need to be. Nobody's playing for longevity anymore. And to be honest, I blame KD for that. And I mean, I know LeBron hopped around too, but I really blame KD, because why would you leave Golden State? You got yours, you got your MVPs of the league, you got MVPs of the finals, you got everything. KD has won every award. Why would you leave?
Yeah. I think someone needs to do a piece on KD's mental state after he retires, of just like where, because he shows laziness.
What he wants to do. KD will subtweet you and tweet you from that burner account. I want to know what made him, other than because I can. Why would you leave a place like Golden State? Yeah, you wasn't the person that they automatically went to, but you was their person to go to.
You was the closer.
When he came to Golden State, he didn't necessarily take the name away from Steph, but he took a little bit of that shine off of that whole team when he got there.
Shamika nailed it. That's why he left. Because
I don't necessarily think it was about him being a diva. If we get back to the,
I agree, Shamika.
I mean, I don't think it was about him being a diva, because
sure.
If you think, okay, I can go here. If Kyrie hadn't KK'd on us,
what's KK for the people that's not in our group chat?
Crazy Kyrie, and that's crazy IE Kyrie E. That's KK. I mean, that man has every right to make the decision that he made about not getting that shot.
I agree.
If he had gotten that shot, I think this all would have been a totally different outcome. You wouldn't have never ran James Harden off. They only played 15 games together. I think one in the postseason together, which is totally 16 games. They do
Paul hate.
He does Langston, because Langston, let me speak to you, my brother. I can give Mike and I sometimes in the chat, we give LeBron all of his props.
That's a lie.
Paul can never accept when we're saying good things about LeBron. Like I tell people all the time, I am a LeBron fan. I love
lies in my Tasha voice.
I love LeBron James, but he's just not my favorite player. KD is my favorite player. I love everything LeBron James has done. I want him to go out and continue to do what he's doing.
You like Savannah James. You don't like LeBron?
Baby, I'll see her, baby, in that pin stroke.
Now, Langston, let me just say this, and then Mike, we coming to you with Kyrie, and the floor is going to be yours. LeBron fans don't hate on KD. KD is little brother. KD is the one who goes in behind LeBron and try to do what LeBron does.
Mm-hmm.
You hate on KD because whenever somebody say KD is the top of this, well, LeBron, that's the first thing y'all say.
He's the king. Right. KD need his name in the difference maker conversation from a subpar team. KD wanted to win with some misfits.
Exactly. And he
couldn't do it.
And he can't do it. LeBron can.
Like in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when they went to the island of misfit toys.
Now, finally, some love. Yes, Paul is correct. LeBron over KD. Look, this is where KD went sour, and this is where he went crazy. When he went to Golden State and beat LeBron in those back-to-back finals in 17 and 18, he was not considered the GOAT after that. Everybody still universally
he's not trying to be the GOAT. That's
what he is.
No, he's not. That's what you guys are failing to understand. KD just want to play ball.
He the little brother.
Then what did he do in the Nets?
KD don't care who he play with.
Then why he leave the Nets? Then why he's leaving the Nets? Because he ain't got nobody to run with, and he know that they're not going to be good in Brooklyn.
Right, there you go, Steve. Say it loud and proud, Steve.
Wait a minute. His goals may be different for him than what we think they should be, meaning KD and his decisions.
Exactly.
Right. No. But see, KD is frustrated with not being in the same breath as LeBron because he feels like he's just as good a shooter.
He's a better shooter. He is a better shooter than LeBron James. We're not finna go there. You can put that crown on, cock and ace deuce all you want. He is not a better shooter than KD. You can cancel that.
He was in the 2012 finals.
Go back to St. Vincent.
Wait a minute. You are talking about the all-time leading scorer.
When LeBron was doing passing, because that's LeBron's normal thing to do is to pass, because he does it all the time instead of taking the last shot. LeBron has to learn to become a shooter, and he has done that, but he's much better than KD.
She's making my point. No. If LeBron is a pass-first guy and still has the scoring record, that means KD is light years behind if he's a better scorer.
He had to learn to score, and again, he still diverts when he's supposed to be taking the shot.
AP Culture checks that says LeBron has been the GOAT a lot longer and performed better than KD.
When he's supposed to take the shot, he doesn't. LeBron could have had them not 4, not 5, not 6 championships, and he not deferred at the end of the game. KD ain't gonna defer to nobody, big shoes or not.
He deferred to Kyrie to go to Brooklyn. He deferred. Kevin Durant will never don a crown. He will never be the GOAT.
He might need to, because you know that.
He will never. No, he's gonna eat up all of the lining on the inside of it with them beads. He will never be LeBron, and that's okay. That's okay.
He don't need to be LeBron because he's KD. He got his.
What does that mean?
He got his money. He don't need to be LeBron. Just like LeBron don't need to be Jordan. Kobe didn't need to be Jordan. Kobe was Kobe Bryant. Jordan was Jordan. LeBron is LeBron. Steph don't need to be LeBron. Steph is Steph. They don't need to be LeBron.
And like Stiana said, Mama Culture has spoken. So that's our mic drop right there. I love you, Mama. The flowers are in the mail. Now, Mike, thank you for your patience because I knew she was going to jump on me for that segment. Now let's come to you. It's time. It's your time now because waiting in the wings is one team that really upgraded as well. Did it right before the Suns put off their move. The Dallas Mavericks, who arguably have the best player in the world right now on their team in Luka Doncic, just added a top 5 scorer, ball handler, overall playmaker, and top 3 in box office attractions, and Kyrie Irving. And this is what scares me as a Grizzlies fan about this move. They only gave us Spencer Dinwiddie, a Dorian Finney-Smith, and a 2029 first-round pick, which will be obsolete if Luka does the Supermax because they're not going to be picking in the lottery with those two guys on the same team. Mike, the floor is yours. What are you feeling like today about your Mavs?
Man, it's been a roller coaster this week. So first, I started out with like, man, we're just a stepping stone for him to get to the Lakers, right, after this 1 year because he didn't really care about the Mavs. And then I saw him practice, and I was like, okay. And then after his first 2 games, I was like, oh, he's balling. Like, this is a good time for Luka to sit on the bench. Yeah, this is a good time for Luka to just chill and be like, yeah, okay, cool. But then I wake up. We got the Mavs Instagram account tagging his awesome play, but he didn't even they tagged Kyrie's fan page, and then Kyrie messaged on there. They're like, "Oh, wrong tag, dead." I'm like,
"Come on, Dallas, right?
Man,
come on,
y'all gotta
Dallas.
do better." I guarantee you, we wouldn't have done that with Dirk or Luka. Come on, let's go.
Now, Denise went to go see them play the other day. Was it in Utah? Was it Salt Lake City?
Yeah, she's in Utah.
Yeah.
Now, you know you assisted to get around and you in Salt Lake City. Do your thing, Denise. Our sponsor checking in. What you doing in Salt Lake City? We'll discuss offline. But Mike, so your team was currently, 4th in the West. You're 2-0 with Kyrie. Can you explain why because you just said this kind of in passing just a second ago. Why do you feel like it's good that Luka's out right now with a foot injury while Kyrie is just now coming on board?
Because that's been Luka's whole crying thing. He's like, he wants help so that he can take these
Right.
What do you call them? Where they just sit out on the bench and get some help.
Oh, load management.
Yeah, so he hasn't been able to do that. And he's like, hey, I'm a star too. Y'all need to fix this or else we're not going to do good. So that's what happened. And they got Kyrie, and now he's stepping up. Kyrie got 20-plus points, and then he can sit back, relax, and enjoy the game and get healthy for the playoffs.
He's the first non-Luka Doncic player on the Mavs to score 25 with 10 assists like he did last night since 2016, and that player was named Dirk Nowitzki. So,
hey, Sasha, answer Langston's question.
I didn't mean to leave that up there. You stop that. Shouts out to Utah and Russell Westbrook, who's there now after he fought the fans for 5, 6, 7 years in a row.
That's if. You know they saying he could possibly end up with the Clippers.
He sure could. Paul George is rooting for that. So, Mike, now I'm going to come to you with the respective people. We'll start with you, Mike. With Kyrie now on the roster, what is the ceiling for Dallas this year? Conference championship, NBA Finals. What are you looking at as the ceiling?
Ceiling. I think the ceiling's the finals. I think for where I think, if they meet it, then that's I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I would say a conference championship game. Just the matchup itself. I think just playing with them, but I think to Tasha's point, you got to win now because we don't know that we're going to keep them for another year. So we got to win it now. So I'm gonna go finals is kind of where I'm hoping for.
Is it championship or bust for you and KD in Phoenix with Devin Booker, CP3, KD, and DeAndre Ayton?
Oh, most definitely. CP3, 135 years old. He ain't got much left in him. And now you talking about being scripted. Did the NBA write this script and say at the end?
Don't y'all start this script stuff.
It's all for the whole that Larry O'Brien up like this?
The NBA owed him this trade, though, from blocking that Kobe trade way back in the day and sending him to the Clippers. So they owed CP3 one. But yeah, as much as I like to bang on KD and ruffle Tasha's feathers, they are clearly the favorite. I think that Dallas moves into the second spot. I've never been sold on Denver because I think that Jokic is a regular season stat pattern and not a championship DNA type guy. He don't have that dog in him. KD definitely has dog in him. We know Luka got the dog in him. He was fighting the Morris twins in the bubble.
Well, you know what helps out. Tasha was talking about it, and it just kind of dawned on me. KD doesn't necessarily like to put in the work to build a team. But you see what happens when the Golden State's already built. It's almost the same thing as the Suns. The Suns' team's already built. He just got to go in there and shoot.
He just want to play. He like, look, I got mine. I just want to play. I don't care.
Yeah, y'all want I think in the Nets they're like looking to him to be the leader, and everybody was looking at each other like the Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man.
They all looking at each other. Nobody wanted to lead. And nobody wanted to lead. So it's like
that's a great point, Mike.
Kyrie, I think it was supposed to be Kyrie, but when KD got there, it kind of went to KD because KD could do the talking better. But if you think about it, Kyrie really pulled all the strings there.
That's true. That's why he'll never be a LeBron, because he couldn't pull LeBron strings.
He pulled all the strings there because if it wasn't for him not getting that shot,
he ran Harden out of town too.
Yeah, and him and KD both had a hand in getting the coach out and bringing in Steve Nash and then getting rid of Steve Nash.
True.
I mean, that had a lot to do with both of them. And KD had them over a barrel when he was like, hey, I don't want to be here. Right. So KD, in essence, was really the mastermind, but he put KD out front to be the mouthpiece.
No, now Langston is going deep on us. He only do what we do in the corporate world. It's a business. Follow the money and the success. Or you could do like LeBron and create the money and the success.
But LeBron ain't creating nothing. This is my thing. LeBron, you control the Lakers organization right now. Why are you still hanging on street clothes? You know street clothes ain't helping you. LeBron, get somebody in there to help you. If they get rid of AD, LeBron will be 95% better. AD is holding him back.
I agree, but the thing is, you ran all of your young talent out of LA to go get AD. So now, if I'm Jeannie Buss, I'm like, well, you made this bed, you lay in it. He did get one title, but they're trash with AD. To your point, you can't have that much money tied up in a player that don't play. That's just facts. Now, Tasha, I'm gonna come to you real quick on this one because Mike is a little more PC. And for good reason. We need that. Lord Jesus, know we need that on this show. One person who had a horrible trade deadline, and look, Mike's going to start laughing when I say the name, is John Morant. John Morant was trending on Twitter, and the Grizzlies didn't even make a move because he had that comment on Christmas Day that we good in the West. And after those two trades from Kyrie and the Suns went down with KD, and those two teams jumped ahead of Memphis in the pecking order, the fans, the league, the coaches, C.J. McCollum, Shaq, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, old Pink Panther himself. Right, Gangsta Ja. We about to get into that. They came down hard on Ja. And I was being trolled in the group chat with the y'all still good in the West, and Ja shirt over his head like this. Y'all, this boy out here talking reckless, he talking crazy. And not just that, it was the incident this summer where he done beat up the kid in the backyard, the 17-year-old who's suing him and his best friend. It was the melee at the crypto center where he's ready to, him and his daddy about to tag team Shannon Sharp, big overgrown steroid looking ass. Then 2 weeks ago with the Indiana Pacers, now hold on, Mike. They didn't call the police. They called the Athletic to tell the Athletic that John and them had red beams on the truck as they pulling out of the parking lot. Now look.
Hold on, Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas.
Marcus is blaming Memphis. He said we too busy playing whoop that trick. Right, John. That is not literal. That's just a song. We're talking about whoop the team, not literally. Now, Tasha, if you had somewhere, let's go Auntie Tasha and Uncle Mike. I want y'all to just take 30 seconds or so and give John some advice on all the yakking and talking that he's been doing since last year's playoffs. Tasha, you first.
Boy, sit your ass down.
You said it like the old auntie.
I mean, that's literally what it comes down to. Comes down to. You have to watch who you have around you. When you look at LeBron's friends, who does LeBron have around him? He got Mav. He got, what's his name? The guy that dates Adele.
Maverick Carter.
And he has his, his banana boat friends. You don't see LeBron with a whole big entourage hanging around him.
Right. You don't see him walking around with the clips.
Right. Who did you see around Kobe? No.
In Colorado or in LA? I'm
what?
sorry, may he rest in peace. Go ahead.
What? I mean, but the thing is what was funny to me at Kobe's ceremony, you had all these people crying about this and Kobe really just wasn't that guy. He wasn't the
Redeem Team documentary even highlighted that. He wasn't that dude on
right. I mean, you look at people like Michael Jordan. Who did Michael Jordan have around him?
The liquor store manager. He had the dealer at the casino was definitely there.
He had
Charles guards that were betting
Woods at that time, outside of the man that was selling him that yak.
Right, and the dudes he gambling with on the golf course, but that's still different than John. That's grown-up stuff.
You need to watch who you have. You cannot have the elements hanging around you at all times. Yeah, it's cool to be with the element. Right. But then again, Marcus, your goons don't need to be everywhere you going, and your goons need to be silent. Y'all saw the way
real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Y'all saw when B came in late to the Grammys. Who did y'all see in that same shot? You saw Julius. When B was sitting at the table like this, relaxing, Julius was up on B's shoulder like this.
Julius Irvin? Who's Julius?
That's her fine security guard. That's all you saw. You don't need this big entourage full of people out here trying to show they down, they can do this and they can do that.
Now, Marcus, I done already forgave you, bro. You got one more.
Can you do
now, Uncle Mike. Now, Uncle Mike is a man of few words, but I have seen him in his pre-marriage days be about that action, boss. So, Mike, what do you think about the loud talkers? What would you say, Uncle Mike, to nephew Ja?
Yeah, I would say, I'm like you said, a few words. I would do more of the grunts, like like almost like put that down. If y'all haven't seen that, Shaq documentary, go watch it. But he only had one guy, and he had one guy in his security, and he wasn't even about that. He was more like keeping Shaq in line. Like, hey, don't do it. You don't need that. He's like, you would get this, you would get this, you would get this. Do you really want to go to jail for that? Because Shaq was a fighter,
right.
And I didn't even realize that until I watched this documentary, because I think people on the court act different than off the court, but Shaq was about that life, and so he needed one guy to keep him in line, be like, put that down. So that's what he needs.
Mama, we just agreed on the.
She speaks the truth. She's the mic drop.
You know what, Mama? You've been mic dropping today, so we're gonna move on. And my baby Cake Smart Tree said that's facts. Y'all too. I appreciate y'all handling me with kid gloves on this. Dang, Mama.
I like that. I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, Mama coming in hot.
And saying nothing.
Boom. And saying nothing. Now,
culture.
Now, right, because now your team is losing on the court. And now you're fodder because people keep receipts. Mm-hmm. People keep receipts. And y'all didn't see me coming to Josh's defense in that chat when all I said was that Shannon was a hypocrite. Because if you end the fight, you can't talk about the fight. You got to lay that one out. If you're trying to fight the Grizzlies, keep your comments to the Grizzlies to your homeboys. But everybody else, Shaq, Charles, they got a point.
They're gonna break him in the playoffs. I'm telling you. Like they know like his kryptonite, Jaw's kryptonite. They're gonna get to him in his head in the playoffs. I'm telling you.
But let me tell you this.
These veterans know how to do it. Watch.
Right. No. The thing is, this is an opportunity for growth for Ja. But let's see how he handles this, though. Let's see if.
And that's what we always say. They put, things happen to you, and majority of the time they choose wrong. They don't say, "Oh, let me get rid of these people around me."
Right. Well, and I think we all had that season in life. I think 25-year-old Ja probably wouldn't have. Man, Marcus, you just wait. You just wait.
Prius, though.
Right. Shouts out to the Prius with the pipes on it. But to Ja, next time, look, Uncle Paul is just going to tell you like this. I'm going to keep it real simple. Next time Malika Andrews asks you about who you want to smoke with or what teams are you worried about, just do the simple canned answer of, hey, we're just taking it a game at a time. The West is stacked. We respect our opponents. Every day we got to come out and play because we can get beat on any given night. Just leave it at that.
I appreciate someone who, when you ask them a question, they give you the straight answer. But sometimes I do get tired of that tap dance answer, tap dancing around. You don't want to go out there and say, who you want? Oh, yeah, we want the Lakers. Who you want? Oh, yeah, we want this team. We want that team. You don't actually go out there and do that. But he just needs to tone it down. He gonna F around and get himself up out that league.
Mama, what have you been on that May James? Those receipts can be brutal. I know I keep mine.
Let's go.
MJ in it, ain't she?
MJ. Now, I agree with Langston where he says Ja can back it up, which he can. He dropped 35, 9, and 8 last night. He can back it up, but the off-court is unnecessary because you are a brand, and Nike has already pulled Kyrie's money. Adidas pulled Kanye's shoe contract. You don't think they'll pull your contract? There's another you coming down the pipeline. Nike can give that money to anybody. Don't mess up the bag, young man. That's all we're saying. And when you get to the playoffs, just know that when you don't win it all, because I'm not predicting Memphis to win it all this year, when you get bounced out in the West, remember that, like AP Coulter said, everybody keeping receipts, and you're going to be trending on Twitter. You're going to have to hold that L. You're going to have to eat that, and hopefully the humility brings about a new job next year. Now, let's get back to the big game. For the people who came in a little bit late, just say we worried about ourselves, right? And she would know because she does coach speak and she's a momager and she played sports. Now, back to the big game. I want to do a quick recap with you two for the people who didn't catch the first segment. Mike, you have who winning the Super Bowl?
Oh, I got the Eagles.
And Tasha?
Kansas City.
Why you say it like that, Tasha?
Because I want Jalen to win.
That was so cute. I just picture you little pigtail saying that.
Well, now, if he wins, y'all best know I'm still gonna be coming along and join that party. Coming along, I'm still gonna be. I don't want Kansas City to win. I don't, but I just think they will.
Kenny Man checks in and says Philly. I'll tell you who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for the taco bar, but that's an inside joke. That's what I'm rooting for because I ain't had a good meal like that in months. I've been snowed in and trapped in here. So I'm rooting for the taco bar and my squares on tomorrow. That's what I'm rooting for. And now, you know what? We can't end the show without T Sizzle's Fab Five. No longer the top five because we Michigan fans, damn it. It's the Fab Five. So T Sizzle's Fab Five halftime performances that she's watched. T Sizzle, take it away.
Okay. I'm a little between Katy Perry and Lady Gaga.
I have them both on my list, by the way.
Simply because Katy Perry brought out, can you work it? Let me work it.
Yeah, she brought Missy out.
And reverse it. That's why she's on the list.
Katy Perry tore it down.
And y'all, Lady Gaga jumped off the stage.
And caught the ball.
Lady,
you see that Tennessee Titans receivers? She held on to the ball with contact.
Next, I'm going to go with Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
Well, Mike, we know why you like that one.
Because JT, I'm a JT fan.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's a big JT fan. Just follow him on his Pandora.
Next is the king of pop himself.
She said she hopped off like SpongeBob. Hey, she tore it down. I didn't know all of her songs, but she tore it down. I'm sorry, Tasha.
I'm a monster, so I love Lady Gaga.
Yeah, she did well. She did good.
Okay, then I said the king of pop.
Yes, 93 Cowboys.
So technically, my number 2 and number 1. Number 2, of course, it was doom.
That was your number 2, huh? Last year's.
Man.
Crip walk one time, Mike.
Oh, Mike, what the crip walk? If Serena can crip walk on the hallowed grounds of Wimbledon in the Olympics after she won, I can crip walk.
Yeah, she was out there with it. Hey. All right. Who's your number 1 if Snoop and Dre was number 2?
I don't care who performs, unless Jesus is gonna be feeding the multitude at the halftime of the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody's better than Prince.
Yeah, that's what I had as number 1 too.
The thing with Prince was, and you said about Jesus, he was in that crowd because how do you make it rain at halftime while Purple Rain is playing? Right? How do you make it rain? Prince was like, "Oh, I got this thing now." When he felt that little bead hit his forehead, he was like, "Oh, this is going to be a classic."
And he had the permanent hair dye because had that been a rinse, baby, black dye would have been rolling all down his face. Baby, he had that little scar thing on his head, baby, and it was raining. And
that was excellent. That was excellent. And when it started raining and they had the purple lights in the background and Prince was doing his guitar solo, that's what you call a magical moment.
I literally started crying because a lot of people don't know Prince is, they say Prince, Michael Jackson. Yeah, Prince is it for me. I literally
he had a straight connection to the creator that night. He was like, if this is my last big thing before I dip on up out of here, that's the way to go out.
Prince said 21. Can you do something for me?
Well, lots of love coming in for Prince. You better say that Prince all day with that do-rag tied to the front.
He did. He had it tied up like that. He had it tied in the front.
Mike, what you give my mama this morning? What you Now, Langston wants to show love to Mary J. Blige's boots last year. Did she do the side kick? Did she still get that leg up there? Was she draining? Well, that's what we want to know because she hit that.
First of all, it will be no MJ slander on this show.
Mike, she hit an 8-ball before that because she was
no Queen of Hip Hop Soul slander.
Hey, I didn't see nothing
ever.
Oh, okay. So she's on 2 cups of that MJ. All right. Okay. All right. Mike.
And she said son like son.
Is there anybody on your list that didn't make Tasha's list?
So first time ever on the show, me and Tasha's picks are the same. So
nice.
I do have an honorable mention of Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and Coldplay.
That was a good one too. And Bruno Mars, I would like to see him come back and do his own set.
Yeah, do it
right.
by himself.
Yeah, I like Bruno Mars.
He needs to redo. And I'd like to see Beyonce do her own set as well. Mama, you're getting praised for typing fast as hell, but that's because this is all caps. She's on 2 cups of coffee.
Did you hear me? Beyonce already did it by herself.
With who?
Yeah.
By herself.
Beyonce. She did solo.
Oh, that must have been back during my real drinking days. I don't remember that one.
She did
shouts out to
after-
Jay Patrick checking in. Hey, he actually hooked me up with this hoodie there. Shouts out to him checking in. Mama got a new keyboard. That's what it is. Shouts out.
That's what it is. She got that gaming keyboard.
Extra point T-shirt because
I got you. Yeah, I got you. I got you with the T-shirts and the hoodies, Jay. I'm gonna inbox you with some sizes and get that to you right away. Marcus checking in. If Bruno performed, they will charge a second admission price. Hey, he throws down.
That's Prince Jr.
He throws down. Now, Tasha, would you pay $1,100 to see Beyonce on tour, Renaissance?
Damn.
Mike, you got it. You sitting out there in McKinney.
Nah, man.
Just get it out of your work booth. You know how you keep money in your work.
It's tax season. You know IRS is coming after us.
No, y'all just had a baby. That's gonna be next year's taxes. Y'all about to clean up. That's what's up. Oh, wait a minute. Sasha's going. Of course she's going.
It's on her birthday. She's going to Houston.
Oh, okay.
Be safe.
She said she got to go to the personal. Now, I'm going to start the shout-outs this week while it's on my head. I'm shouting out my mama keyboard because mama's coming in fast and furious today. So I want to give a shout-out to my mama keyboard and my mama biscuits and to the NFL because I'm sad to see you go. It's going to be a long, hot summer before we get to watch some real football again. And I'm right, Mike, right. This is like that. Like, oh, my God. My God. All right, cool. So, T, we in business. We'll talk offline and get you squared away. H-Town will be her best show. I agree. That's her hometown. Tasha, who you shouting out this week?
I'm shouting out my lovely, beautiful husband. Guys, Gino makes it possible for me to live in this picturesque country. He has not been back to the United States in a minute. He went back. Sasha took him and got him drunk. He may or may not have been on them trees, but he was fully relaxed while he was there. He went to see my mama, which is another joke within itself. And he's in Miami now. And the thing is, the day he landed, the first thing he says, I'm ready to come back home. He's not so used to being here and just being laid back and not really having to do anything. You guys notice it's really quiet in the house today because I normally have to send him away. As much as he says, no, I'm gonna be on show, he always makes noise in the background. He'll be in the kitchen clanging pots. He'll be doing something. Yes, Steve, there you go. He said 20.
Y'all been off the train today, all of you.
So he's in Miami now. He has to get some paperwork, and then he will be back. So shouts out to my lovely, beautiful husband.
Hey, smoke good, drink good. Welcome back to the States. Get you a good burger. Get you some good old-fashioned country fried.
Yes, she took him for it's a new seafood place or something. She took him.
No, don't eat nothing that you're going to eat over there on the sandy beaches.
Well, no, because they don't have crab legs here. So he wanted like crabs, and she said we had a time. They don't have.
Shouts out to Denise for showing him a good time.
That's if you guys don't know Stiana and my friend Kelly, they call him old school.
Shouts out to old school. Mike, who you shouting out on this Super Bowl weekend?
I'm gonna go with my wife again. Baby girl's crying upstairs, so wifey's taking care of baby. So I'm gonna
right, and that means that we about to close this thing on down, so we can have a time tomorrow. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Super Bowl is what 5:30 p.m. The pregame show starts at 5:30 a.m. I'm gonna be tired of the Super Bowl by the time that it actually starts. But other than that, man, y'all know how we get down. We'll see y'all in 6 days and 23 hours. Until then, hey RJ, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hey Stacy, everybody, Gino, go to the strip club before you come back home. We out of here. Peace. Mom said go Eagles, by the way. Want to get that on record.
Yeah.